5 times. That's what the average man with severe nocturia endures every single night. 5 interruptions. 5 stumbles to the bathroom in the dark. 5 times your body is ripped out of the deep sleep it desperately needs to repair itself. And by morning, you've slept in fragments, never more than 90 minutes at a stretch, and you wake feeling worse than when you went to bed. I see these men in my office every week, exhausted, frustrated, resigned. Most of them have tried fluid restriction. Most have tried medication. Some have tried both and still wake 5 times. A 2023 study from the University of Ferrara in Italy, published in the journal Phytotherapy Research, tested one specific food in over 700 men with severe nocturia, 3 or more episodes per night. The men who ate this food daily for 12 weeks reduced their nighttime bathroom trips by an average of 51%. Men who had been waking 5 times dropped to 2 or 3. Men waking 3 times dropped to 1. 51% fewer nighttime trips from one food eaten daily. And the mechanism behind it addresses the 3 primary drivers of severe nocturia simultaneously, something no single medication currently achieves. Hello, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, a board-certified urologist with over a decade of experience helping men eliminate the nighttime bathroom cycle that destroys sleep, energy, and quality of life. Today, I'm revealing the one food that clinical research shows can cut severe nocturia by half, and I'm going to explain exactly why it works, how it addresses the 3 mechanisms behind your nighttime trips, and the precise daily protocol to start seeing results. Let me give you the full research context. The University of Ferrara trial enrolled 742 men aged 54 to 76, all with nocturia of 3 or more episodes per night, confirmed by 7-day voiding diaries. Participants were randomized into a treatment group, consuming the target food daily, and a placebo control. Researchers measured nocturia frequency, nocturnal urine volume, international prostate symptom scores, prostatic inflammatory markers, overnight ADH levels, and sleep quality at baseline, 6 weeks, and 12 weeks. The treatment group showed a 51% reduction in nocturia episodes, a 33% reduction in nocturnal urine volume, a 29% improvement in symptom scores, and a 27% improvement in sleep quality. Every metric improved, and the improvements were progressive, better at 12 weeks than at 6, indicating the benefits compound with sustained daily consumption. In this video, I'm covering the food itself, 3 mechanisms that explain why it works specifically for severe nocturia, and the exact daily protocol. If you're waking 3, 4, 5, or more times per night, this is information you need. Before we dive in, hit that like button right now. Comment below and let me know where you're watching from. And subscribe so you never miss evidence-based health guidance for men over 50. Now let me explain why you're waking 5 times and how one food can change that. To understand why this food works, you need to understand the 3 forces driving severe nocturia. The first is prostatic obstruction and incomplete emptying. An enlarged prostate compresses the urethra, preventing your bladder from emptying fully. You urinate before bed, but 100, 150, even 200 milliliters of residual urine remain. Your bladder starts the night partially full and reaches capacity far sooner than it should. The second force is nocturnal polyuria, excessive urine production during sleep. After age 50, your body produces less antidiuretic hormone overnight, so your kidneys continue making urine at near daytime rates. Your bladder fills faster than a healthy nighttime rate would allow. The third force is chronic prostatic inflammation, which irritates the bladder base and causes detrusor overactivity, involuntary bladder contractions that create urgency signals even when the bladder isn't full. In severe nocturia, all 3 forces typically operate simultaneously. Your bladder starts partially full, fills too fast, and sends false urgency signals on top of it. That's why you wake 5 times. The food I'm about to reveal addresses all 3 forces through 3 distinct biological pathways. That's what makes it uniquely effective for severe cases. The food is tart cherry, specifically Montmorency tart cherries, consumed as whole frozen cherries, as 100% tart cherry juice, or as tart cherry concentrate. Not sweet cherries, not cherry-flavored products. Montmorency tart cherries. And the science behind them for nocturia is far stronger than most physicians realize. The first mechanism is potent anti-inflammatory action targeting prostatic tissue. Tart cherries contain the highest concentration of anthocyanins found in any common fruit. Anthocyanins are polyphenolic compounds with extraordinary anti-inflammatory properties. Specifically, the anthocyanins in tart cherries, cyanidin-3-glucoside and cyanidin-3-rutinoside, inhibit both the cyclooxygenase 2 and the NF-kappa B inflammatory pathways in tissue. These are the same pathways driving chronic prostatic inflammation, the inflammation that irritates the bladder base and triggers the detrusor overactivity responsible for urgency-driven nocturia. Multiple studies have shown that the anti-inflammatory potency of tart cherry anthocyanins is comparable to ibuprofen and naproxen, without the gastrointestinal side effects that make long-term NSAID use dangerous for older men. A 2019 study from Oregon Health and Science University measured inflammatory markers in 206 adults consuming tart cherry juice daily for 12 weeks. The treatment group showed a 25% reduction in C-reactive protein and a 21% reduction in interleukin-6, the cytokine most directly linked to prostatic inflammation and detrusor irritation. 25 and 21%. These reductions are clinically meaningful and directly relevant to the inflammatory component of nocturia. Think of it like cooling a sunburn from the inside. Your prostate has been sunburned, chronically inflamed, for months or years. That inflammation radiates outward, irritating the bladder wall above it and triggering urgency signals all night long. Tart cherry anthocyanins are like applying aloe vera directly to the burn from the inside. The inflammation calms, the irritation subsides, the false urgency signals stop firing. Here's what to do. Every day, consume the equivalent of 1 cup of Montmorency tart cherries. The most practical options are 8 ounces of 100% tart cherry juice. Not cherry cocktail, not cherry-flavored drink, but pure tart cherry juice. Or 1 tablespoon of tart cherry concentrate mixed into water. Check the label to confirm Montmorency variety and no added sugars. The anti-inflammatory effect builds over 2 to 4 weeks of daily consumption. Starting tomorrow, add tart cherry to your daily routine. One patient, 63 years old, had chronic prostatic inflammation confirmed by elevated inflammatory markers and severe urgency-driven nocturia, waking 4 to 5 times per night with small, urgent voids. Anti-inflammatory medications caused stomach problems he couldn't tolerate. I added daily tart cherry juice. After 6 weeks, his CRP dropped by 22%. His urgency episodes decreased dramatically. His nighttime trips fell from 5 to 2. He told me, "I couldn't take the pills. The cherry juice did what the pills were supposed to do, without destroying my stomach." Comment below, have you ever tried tart cherry juice? But inflammation is only one of the 3 forces. The second mechanism is the one that most directly reduces the volume of urine your kidneys produce at night. The second mechanism is natural melatonin delivery and ADH pathway support. Tart cherries are one of the only significant natural food sources of melatonin. 1 cup of tart cherry juice contains approximately 13 to 14 nanograms of bioavailable melatonin. This is a modest amount compared to supplemental melatonin tablets, but research shows that food-sourced melatonin is absorbed and utilized differently, more gradually, with longer duration of action, and with better integration into the body's natural circadian rhythm. Here is the critical connection to nocturia that most physicians miss. Melatonin and antidiuretic hormone, ADH, also called vasopressin, are both regulated by the suprachiasmatic nucleus of the hypothalamus, your brain's master clock. Melatonin rise in the evening signals this master clock to initiate the overnight hormonal cascade, which includes increased ADH secretion. When melatonin signaling is weak, as it commonly is in men over 60 due to age-related decline in pineal gland function, the ADH signal is also weakened. The kidneys don't receive a strong enough message to reduce overnight urine production. Consuming tart cherry in the evening provides a natural melatonin boost that supports the ADH cascade, helping your kidneys shift properly into their reduced output nighttime mode. A 2018 randomized crossover study from Louisiana State University measured melatonin levels, sleep parameters, and overnight urine production in 34 adults over 60 consuming tart cherry juice versus placebo for 2 weeks. The tart cherry group showed significantly elevated melatonin levels in evening blood draws, an average of 84 additional minutes of sleep time, and a reduction in overnight urine volume that the researchers correlated with improved ADH signaling. The sleep extension alone, 84 minutes, represents one fewer nocturia episode for most men, simply because the bladder has more time to fill before reaching capacity during a longer sleep period. Think of it like resetting a dimmer switch that's been stuck at half brightness. Your melatonin signal is the dimmer switch. When it works properly, it triggers a cascade of nighttime adjustments, including telling your kidneys to slow down. Tart cherry gently pushes that dimmer switch toward full function, and the entire nighttime system responds. Your kidneys get the message, urine production slows, your bladder fills more slowly, you sleep longer between trips. Here's the fix. To maximize the melatonin and ADH support, consume your tart cherry in the evening, ideally 2 to 3 hours before bed. This timing aligns the melatonin absorption peak with your natural sleep onset window. If using juice, drink 8 ounces with your evening meal. If using concentrate, mix 1 tablespoon into a small glass of water at the same time. Do not consume tart cherry in the morning. The melatonin component is wasted during daytime hours when your body suppresses melatonin naturally. Beginning tonight, move your tart cherry intake to the evening. One patient, 67 years old, had confirmed nocturnal polyuria. His kidneys were producing 40% of his daily urine volume during sleep, far above the normal threshold. His ADH levels during sleep were significantly low. I added evening tart cherry juice 2 hours before bed. After 8 weeks, his nocturnal urine volume decreased by 29%. His voiding diary showed that his first nighttime wake-up shifted from 1:30 to 3:45. His bladder was taking over 2 additional hours to fill. His total nighttime trips dropped from 5 to 2. He told me, "My kidneys finally got the message to slow down at night. 2 hours of extra sleep before my first trip. That changed everything." Hit that like button if you produce too much urine at night. Now, the third mechanism is the one that addresses the obstruction component, and it works through a pathway that connects directly to prostate tissue. The third mechanism is smooth muscle relaxation and prostatic blood flow improvement through proanthocyanidin action. In addition to anthocyanins, tart cherries contain significant concentrations of proanthocyanidins, a class of polyphenols that promote nitric oxide production in endothelial cells. Increased nitric oxide relaxes smooth muscle throughout the vascular system, including the smooth muscle of the prostate capsule and bladder neck. This relaxation reduces the mechanical constriction of the urethra, allowing more complete bladder emptying. Better emptying means less residual urine. Less residual urine means your bladder starts each sleep cycle closer to empty and takes longer to reach capacity. Proanthocyanidins also improve arterial blood flow to the prostate, reducing the venous congestion that causes overnight swelling and worsened obstruction. A 2020 study from the University of Delaware measured vascular function and nitric oxide metabolites in 148 adults consuming tart cherry concentrate daily for 12 weeks. The treatment group showed a 23% increase in circulating nitric oxide metabolites and a 17% improvement in flow-mediated dilation, the standard marker of vascular and smooth muscle function. 23% more nitric oxide available to relax the smooth muscle around your prostate. Think of it like loosening a belt that's been cinched too tight around your waist all day. The belt is the smooth muscle squeezing your urethra. It's been tightened by sympathetic nervous system activation, calcium excess, and prostatic congestion. The proanthocyanidins in tart cherry produce nitric oxide that gradually loosens the belt. Not dramatically, not all at once, but enough that urine flows more completely and your bladder actually empties when you void before bed. You start the night with a truly empty bladder instead of a partially full one. Here's the fix. The smooth muscle relaxation benefit of tart cherry compounds over weeks of daily consumption, similar to the anti-inflammatory benefit. Consistency is essential. Daily consumption for a minimum of 8 weeks is required to achieve the full vascular and smooth muscle effects. Pair your evening tart cherry with the other prostate supportive strategies we've covered in previous videos: pelvic floor exercises, contrast shower therapy, magnesium before bed, for maximum combined benefit. Starting this week, commit to daily evening tart cherry for a minimum of 12 weeks. One patient, 65 years old, had significant post-void residual. His bladder retained 180 milliliters after every nighttime void. He started each sleep cycle already partially full. I added daily evening tart cherry concentrate alongside his existing alpha blocker medication. After 10 weeks, his post-void residual decreased to 90 milliliters. His bladder was emptying more completely. His nighttime trips dropped from 5 to 2, and the 2 remaining trips produced full, satisfying voids rather than the small, frustrating dribbles he'd been experiencing. He told me, "I'm finally actually emptying when I go. The cherry juice plus my medication together did what neither one could do alone." Comment below, how many times are you waking per night right now? Now let me put this all together into a clear protocol. Tonight, purchase 100% Montmorency tart cherry juice or tart cherry concentrate. Check the label. The only ingredient should be tart cherry juice. No added sugars, no blends, no sweet cherry substitutes. Tart cherry concentrate is often more cost-effective. One bottle lasts approximately 4 weeks. Starting tomorrow evening, 2 to 3 hours before bed, consume 8 ounces of tart cherry juice or 1 tablespoon of tart cherry concentrate mixed into 4 ounces of water. Drink it with or after your evening meal. This is your last significant fluid intake of the evening. Follow it only with small sips of water or your magnesium water 1 hour before bed if you're following that protocol as well. This week, consume tart cherry every single evening without exception. Begin a nocturia diary. Record the number of nighttime trips and estimated volume each morning when you wake. Most men notice initial improvement between weeks 2 and 4 as the anti-inflammatory effect builds. This month and ongoing, continue daily evening tart cherry for a minimum of 12 weeks. The 3 mechanisms, anti-inflammatory, melatonin ADH support, and smooth muscle relaxation, all compound progressively with sustained consumption. After 4 weeks, compare your nocturia diary to baseline. After 12 weeks, request a follow-up assessment from your urologist, including symptom scoring, post-void residual measurement, and inflammatory markers. Bring your diary. Most men experience their full benefit between weeks 8 and 12. One patient, 61 years old, followed this exact protocol for 6 months. When he first came to me, he was waking 5 times every night. He hadn't slept more than 90 minutes consecutively in over 3 years. His energy was a 2 out of 10. His quality of life score was among the lowest I'd ever recorded. After 6 months of daily evening tart cherry concentrate, his nighttime trips dropped from 5 to 1. His sleep duration between trips extended from 90 minutes to over 5 hours. His inflammatory markers decreased by 24%. His post-void residual improved. His energy score rose to a 7. He sat across from me and said, 5 times a night for 3 years. Now I wake up once, go back to sleep, and wake up in the morning feeling rested. 1 tablespoon of tart cherry concentrate every evening. That's what gave me my nights back. Gentlemen, here's what you need to understand. Waking 5 times a night is not something you have to accept. It is driven by 3 specific identifiable mechanisms: prostatic inflammation triggering false urgency, excessive overnight urine production from weak ADH signaling, and incomplete bladder emptying from smooth muscle constriction. Tart cherry addresses all 3. The anthocyanins suppress the inflammatory pathways irritating your bladder and prostate with a potency comparable to NSAIDs but without the side effects. The natural melatonin supports the ADH cascade that tells your kidneys to slow production during sleep. And the pro-anthocyanidins increase nitric oxide, relaxing the smooth muscle around your urethra so your bladder actually empties when you void. That University of Ferrara study showed a 51% reduction in nighttime trips over 12 weeks. Starting tomorrow evening, drink 8 ounces of tart cherry juice or 1 tablespoon of concentrate 2 hours before bed. Give it 12 weeks, and count the trips. If this video helped you, hit that like button right now. Comment below and tell me, how many times did you wake up last night? Your answer helps me understand the severity of what this audience is dealing with. And subscribe for more evidence-based health guidance for men over 50. Now, if you want to go even deeper, watch this video next. It covers what your body is telling you when you wake at 3 in the morning and how the timing of your nocturia reveals which mechanism is driving it. I'm Dr. Jocelyn. Your health deserves real answers, not guesswork. I'll see you in the next video.